Attachment specialist here again, back to talk to you today about secure attachment. Most people have no idea why secure attachment is important. They just know it's something cool. They are trying to get it. Most people honestly begin this journey because they just don't want to be in pain anymore. They just don't want to be disappointed. They don't want to chase the wrong partner. They don't want to get a divorce and be gutted in a financial divorce misery. They want to finally find a partner and have a family. They don't want their kids to be lonely anymore. All of those things. It's usually a pain-based reason. Adam, how do I get out of pain? That's usually what I end up hearing. And that's what brings most people in. Now, most people stop when the pain starts to decrease and they say, well, I'm technically not in as much pain anymore as I used to be. So everything is great. And that's not where we end. That is certainly not where the journey ends. And in fact, that is where the journey actually begins in earnest. When we are going beyond simply not being in pain anymore and building actual wonderful lives together, that's where secure attachment is. Today, I want to talk to you about why secure attachment needs to exist, what the benefits are from it, what you've never imagined was even possible for you anymore, and why I'm personally on a journey to help 1 billion people become securely attached. It is not because I want all of you to have a cool gold star on your little paper that says securely attached. At the end of the day, cool, you get to sit in your home ignoring everybody, being alone. No, that's not the target. Secure attachment is not even really a destination. It's not a means unto itself. An end unto itself. Secure attachment is the means to everything else you want. It's a doorway. You either have insecure attachment and the doorway is locked and you are stuck on the side where nobody helps each other. You can't ask questions. You're confused and afraid most of the time, or you're stressed out and distant and isolated from everybody that you love. You have to do everything alone. You have to white knuckle it and lone wolf it and survive, or you have to please everybody around you just so that they don't hurt you or abandon you. You have to guess all the time and always be on guard and always be hypervigilant. And it grinds you into the dust, destroys your immune system, destroys your fertility and your hormones, wrecks your daily living because you have chronic pain, migraines, all kinds of issues. And yes, life sucks. Just to be honest with you, insecure attachment causes life to be very unpleasant, no matter what flavor of insecure you may have. If it's anxious, avoidant, disorganized, either type of disorganized, it is unpleasant. Now, you haven't heard me say that very often, but it is quite blank true. Just true. Attachment is a binary. We forget that because we try to play with all the different styles and say, well, I'm this type, I'm this type, I'm this type. Well, in the end, you're either secure or you're not. The nice thing is we can become remade secure, and that does cross the line. It does unlock the door and you go through it. Now, on the other side of that door is a lot of good things. The reason that we as a species have the capability of secure attachment. Did you know other animals, many of them don't? Reptiles don't have secure attachment to each other. Tigers don't have secure attachment to each other. Okay? Most animals in the animal world don't have very secure attachment to each other. There are some exceptions with exceedingly social mammals, for example, where they may have secure attachment to each other. But they also don't have higher functioning. They don't have long-term goals. They don't have ethics. So it is secure, but changes at a moment's notice based on feelings and survival realities. Humans have the ability for secure attachment for a very, very different purpose. It's so that we can band together effectively to create what's called a superorganism. If you and I work together, suddenly we have all of our skill masteries combined, but we can cover each other's weaknesses. Now we can achieve things neither of us could before. We can also take turns being on guard so the other one can rest. We can actually start achieving. This is why we have bonding hormones that incentivize us for solving problems together, like vasopressin, and by nurturing and caretaking each other, oxytocin. The reason we benefit from these things is because they create so much benefit for us as a species. But again, secure attachment is the doorway we have to go through to be able to actually activate this essential superpower that humanity has. Basically, it's this cooperation. Collaborating to solve problems and not having to be on guard that the other one's going to betray you and stab you in the back. Being able to actually show our soft, weak underbelly to the other person and get some help. It is, ouch, my paw is hurt. Could you pull the thorn out for me? It is, I can't reach that, but if we stand on each other, we can reach it together and split the cookies halfway down the middle, 50-50. It is being able to work together and actually believe it, and then work together reliably the next time and the next time and the next time. It's cooperation and collaboration. That is the doorway that secure attachment opens. Now, I recently gave a speech to a large audience of hundreds of people, teaching them about the 1,000-year legacy and how to craft a 1,000-year legacy. You can't really build an enduring family legacy without secure attachment, because every generation has to start over from scratch. Every generation fights for resources. Sibling rivalry goes through the roof because now it's existential survival instead of just testing your strength against each other in a hierarchy, but still being incentivized to care for each other. Now you have to fight tooth and nail for every scrap to survive, or so your nervous system will say. Every generation has to start over from scratch, and every individual within that generation has to go it alone. Secure attachment forms legacy where we can work together, not to smother individuals in generations, but to build a system where every individual is enhanced and incentivized to work together. Every individual gets to win, but they are all bound together by a system that caretakes them, that they in turn caretake in return. This is a fig tree. Fig trees have delicious figs. I want you to imagine your relationships not as the feelings that exist between you. That's an insecurely attached model. If you and I are insecurely attached, the only relationship between us is how we feel about each other at the moment and how we're benefiting. A securely attached relationship becomes a third party entity that, as we both caretake this tree, it grows bigger, more fruit for us to eat, more benefits. So my caretaking you caretakes this tree, which caretakes me. So we are incentivized through secure attachment to caretake each other, to really help each other, to grow together. Suddenly, our relationship is bearing fruit for both of us. So we want it to go on for as long as possible. We want to be honest. I don't want to maximize my gains if it kills our tree. I don't want to harvest everything I can and burn the tree down. I want that tree to be there next year and next year and next year and next year and next year for the next 50 years. This is the doorway that secure attachment allows us to go through, and we are biologically incentivized then to have biochemical loyalty, what we call bioloyalty. That is the process of secure attachment. So you can build a 1,000-year legacy where everyone in that family gets to eat from the tree. Can bad actors come along and ruin it through processes? Yes. But if you build proper structures, everybody in there is also now protected against bad faith actors who corrupt and twist the system. That can help. JGJ, can insecure attachment become overbearing cultural expectation? Yes, absolutely. And secure attachment can correct some of those overbearing cultural practices, because most cultural practices begin from a place of trying to build safety and health, and then get twisted against the people in the system when the people in the system are not properly biochemically loyal to each other. Remember that you want loyalty up and down the hierarchy chain. You want the people at the top to be biochemically loyal to the people toward the middle and bottom as well. If there is a hierarchy, and it must exist, reward them suitably for actually caretaking the rest of the system. Excuse me. Avoidantly attached individuals are not as biochemically loyal down the chain as they could be. Securely attached leaders are biochemically loyal down the chain. They are incentivized to caretake everybody in the system. The system should promote secure attachment as a big piece. We have to be building that together. We must be building that together. That is actually the purpose of secure attachment, you guys. The reason I teach secure attachment, the reason I'm on a personal mission to help 1 billion people become securely attached, 1 billion people who are not secure to become secure. That is my target by the end of my life. 1 billion people turn secure. The reason for that is because the fig tree model. As we take care of each other, we take care of ourselves. At the end of the day, if you are out in the dark wilderness with a sharp stick and there's lions and tigers and bears roaming in the forest and awful other tribes trying to spear and eat you, You are incentivized to connect to people who have good ethics and good morals and good long-term goals that are similar to yours so that you can band together and at least watch over each other while you sleep. Because if I watch you while you sleep, then I get a chance to sleep when you watch me. And if we both take care of each other, better. If we can hunt bigger animals, better. If we can fight tigers off, better. If we can build a wall where we all get to sleep, better. If we can build farms where we don't have to hunt in the ugly dark forest anymore, better. If we can get enough people and together to fight off a big tribe coming to kill us, even better. We are biochemically incentivized to do that. But then if we can start learning and growing, and our children can grow together, and our children can get married together, yours and mine, and our grandkids get married, and they can flourish together and win. If we can incentivize that, well, now we have a culture. Now we have a group. Now we have an organization, what we call a super organism. A group of biochemically incentivized humans is called a super organism, whether it's a company, a family, a military squad, whatever it may be. You have to have biochemical incentivization. You have to have that. And that's what secure attachment allows. That is why I am working so diligently to teach secure attachment to everybody. Absolutely crucial. We have to be building secure attachment. I want you to think about this for a moment. Imagine all those moments in your relationships where you're guessing. Imagine those moments where you have to wonder, what does this person think right now? What does that person want from me? What is that person expecting from me? How much do I have to hit to be safe? What target am I trying to hit? Is it here or here? Where are your expectations? I want you to take all those moments where you feel like you have to guess with your parent, with your partner, with your friend, with your boss, whomever it may be. All those times you feel like you have to guess. And I want you to imagine just for a moment if you could at any time calmly ask a blunt question and get a calm, respectful, measurable answer in return for exactly what you were looking for. I want you to imagine that. Imagine every time you're guessing, you could sit and ask a question and never guess again because the person would calmly, simply answer you. I want you to imagine this. You're in a relationship and you have 20 things that you are always guessing and worried about and confused about and don't know what to make sense of it and don't know what to think or believe. And you are just so confused and they are on your mind constantly, but you are afraid to ask because you're afraid the other person will be bothered or offended or confused or annoyed. So you just never ask. And I want you to imagine for a moment that you could just begin a relationship. And anytime you ever wonder any of those ever again, you simply ask on the spot and they laugh for a moment and they're happy that you asked and they tell you very quickly. And you never have to wonder again. Excuse me, I've got a cold. I want you to imagine that you never have to wonder again ever. No more guessing. Thank you, Heaven. No more guessing ever. The doorway of secure attachment as how you get to a relationship where there is no guessing ever. What's nice is when you build a secure relationship where you have no guessing ever, the expectations are also very reasonable because they're not dopamine driven expectations. One problem is that if you try to connect to an avoidant partner in a relationship and you don't know what their expectations are, you won't ask them what they are. And if you could pry into their brain, their expectations are mostly dopamine driven. Their expectations are that you provide maximum dopamine and never have expectations in return. That's what their nervous system requests, actually. It's not really what they want, but it's what their nervous system would ask for. I want you to imagine instead that you're in a relationship with someone who simply enjoys your presence and your character. So when you ask, what do you expect from me? They say, I want you to be yourself. I want you to be honest. I want you to manage your nervous system so you're calm, but figure it out, right? I don't want you to never have feelings. Just learn to be calmer. Use body techniques. Let's do it together. Let's practice it together even. That'd be cool. Let's go on a journey of self-improvement together to be calmer in our nervous systems. But be calm, be you, be at peace. Let's work on that together. That's their expectation, right? Don't betray me viciously in these 3 areas and spend 3 hours a week with me. That's easy. I want you to imagine that level of clear, exact expectation everywhere. That's one thing on the other side of the door of secure attachment. That is one thing. Imagine anytime you ever have a challenge ever again, you don't run and get rescued immediately. You get to reach out and say, "Hey, I'm having a challenge. Have you ever faced this before? And if you have, what did you do about it? And if you haven't, do you know someone that has?" And they give you solution focused data on how to resolve it. And you say, "Cool, thank you. I'm going to go do that." And there's no embarrassment at having an issue. You are gathering data on building a solution. I want you to imagine how easy your life would become. Excuse me. I want you to imagine how easy your life would become at that point. How simple would it be to solve all of your problems if you didn't have to be embarrassed by them anymore? You could just ask. How simple would it make your life if the act of trusting someone enough to ask was welcome and bonded them to you because they were glad to hear about your inner world, but respected you more because you are facing your challenges rather than judging you for having them? That's what the doorway of secure attachment leads you to. Those are the kind of relationships you build with secure attachment. I want you to imagine I just had my 17-year wedding anniversary with my wife. Love you, sweetheart, if you're ever watching this in the future. I want you to imagine being able to go on your 17-year wedding anniversary with your partner, your spouse, and be able to do like I did yesterday and say, "How has the last year been for you as a collective in our marriage? How you feeling? And what's something you'd like to change in our next year of marriage that you want more or less of?" And I want you to imagine your spouse doing like my wife did, kind of laughing, go, "Wow, there's a lot of the last year." Well, I think we're in an even better place than we were a year ago. I'm enjoying our marriage. Going forward, what I would like is a little more time together. Obviously, Adam, you're working a lot. I hear you. A little more time together. And what she said was, "I would like you to have a little more time actually for yourself. I think you invest in us and the kids and your work a lot. I'd like to see you take some time for yourself, read some books, and rest a little more." I went, "Huh, well, that sounds cool. We could probably figure that out." I want you to imagine that your marriage, your relationship is that simple. How you feeling? Good. What do you want to change? I don't know. More time together. You have more time by yourself. Cool. Let's do it. I want you to imagine that. Thank you, Heaven, because you said congratulations. Thank you. But imagine that. Imagine a system that's is that simple. Imagine where my wife and I aren't wondering if we're going to make it to 20 or 30 years. We're not like, "Well, if." It's like, "Yeah, how are we getting there? What are we doing?" Now, we do that not because we just do it on our anniversaries. We have conversations every week. How are you feeling in our marriage this week? What's something you need to change in the next week? Well, our marriage is great. I'm a little lonely. I'm a little worn out. I'm a little tired. I need a little more attention. I need a little more time to myself. Whatever it may be, we track week by week. Imagine that level of simplicity in your relationship. Imagine being able to actually just peacefully ask your partner what's going on and what they want, and they actually peacefully tell you. If my wife and I ever walk into a difficult situation, it's not anger and stress and fear about what the other person's going to say. It's, "Well, here's a conversation. Do you have 15 minutes? All right, lay it on me." And we fix it. Thank you, Elsie. I appreciate that. This is the doorway of secure attachment leads to the life that all of you are actually hoping you can get. The problem is when you have insecure attachment, the door is locked. When you fix your attachment, you unlock the door and go through it. That's the difference. That's why I'm on this channel. That's why I've been here for 4 years and will, God willing, be here for another 50. That's why I'm here doing this. That's why I'm here to help a billion people become securely attached. That's why I have a whole team behind me. That's why I have coaches out there doing that, because I can't coach enough people on my own. That's why I'm going to be bringing coaches here on this channel, talking about this and doing these live streams together. That's why you're going to see a lot more of my team going forward in the future. That's why we have every system in place. That's why we have our breakthrough programs and our group coaching piece. That's why we have our master classes that I do all the time for free on here. That's why I have my video courses for people that want to begin. This is why we have the Instagram channels. This is why we have YouTube. This is why we have my Twitter. This is why we have Facebook. This is why we have my email that goes out several times a week for free tips. It's to help 1 billion people become securely attached. I have 5 kids. Baby number 6 is on the way and coming somewhere around May 1st. Okay. I have 6 kids that will need somebody to marry, somebody to go into business with, somebody to be best friends with. That might be your kids. My grandkids will need people. That might be your grandkids. My great grandkids might be married to your great grandkids. I need families that can connect to my family. I also just happen to care about humans, and I want the world to do a little bit better. I also am a religious man, and I believe that this is a thing that I've been given that I need to do. I want to make the world a better place than it was when I came into it. At least I got to leave it at least cleaner than I found it. That's the old rule, right? Leave a place cleaner than you found it, right? The old Airbnb rule. We're gonna do that. We're gonna make this together, and all of you are here working with me on that too. Okay, all of you are a piece of that. So we've got to get there together. This is the mission. This is the target. If you ever wonder why Adam brings everything back to attachment, this is why. It is the doorway we all must go through together. And at the end of the day, right now, 2/3 of American adults don't have secure attachment. 2/3 of American adults are insecurely attached, stuck in a locked door they can't get through. 1/3 of American adults are the few privileged folks who are able to go through that door. 2/3 are stuck outside looking through, wishing they could get in. I want that door smashed open for every human on the planet. That is my target. You get through that door by building secure attachment. That is how you grow. That is how you connect. That is how you get through to the life you want. I just want to make that abundantly clear. If you don't know where to start, I highly recommend starting with the free resources on my website. My website is very simple. I'm going to write it down and post it right there. I'm going to put it on the screen. AdamLaneSmith.com. I have free things on AdamLaneSmith.com. Free things. Okay. I want you to go on AdamLaneSmith.com after this live stream, and I want you to sign up for my free attachment newsletter that goes out 2 to 3 times a week, that shows you tips and strategies on fixing attachment. I was just in a coaching call with a client who said, Adam, that email that went out the other day about building secure connection and what it looks like changed everything for me. I was so glad to get a picture and say, wow, that's me. I'm starting that pathway. I'm halfway there already. Right? So free newsletter, number 1. Number 2 is a free attachment styles assessment. It's on my website, AdamLaneSmith.com. You go to resources, everything in there. Click the free attachment assessment. It shows you exactly what your attachment style is, and it's some immediate steps you can take to start correcting it. So free, AdamLaneSmith.com. Go in there, go to the resources hub, email newsletter, attachment style assessment. 2 places to begin. I want to help you smash open the door of secure attachment, go through it into the life you've always wanted. I want you to have your 17-year wedding anniversary like my wife and I did. I want you to have 5 healthy, securely attached kids like I do, soon to be 6. I want you to have the incredible friendships that I have. I want you to have the life that I have, where I'm here and I'm pumped and I'm excited and I have purpose every minute of every single day. I want you sleeping better at night and waking up excited for your day. I want you to have great friends where you're never guessing in your relationships ever again. Everything we've talked about here today, I want to help you smash open that door for you and 1 billion people by the time I pass from this earth. 1 billion people securely attached. And then after 1 billion, it's on you guys to help each other. I can do 1 billion in the time I'm given. God willing, I can do 1 billion. I need your help and your hands to make it with the rest of us, because that's still a lot of people that need love and a lot of people that need help. Help the people around you smash that door open too. That's my target. So, all of you, if you're ever in despair that you're not living the life you want to live, there's a doorway you didn't know was locked. It's funny, if you have a door that's never ever opened, after a while you just stop even remembering it's there. People wallpaper over it, they brick it up, they cover it over, and they pretend it's not there. And that's a whole other area. Your doorway to better relationships has been locked your whole life. It is time to smash that door off its hinges. That is the purpose of building secure attachment. I want that for you. I want that for all of you. I want that for my children and their people that they marry and everybody out there. I want this for all of you. That is why I do what I do. That is why I'm still doing it and will continue doing it. So there we go. Roll forward, you guys. Life gets so much better on the other side of that door. It's really everything you've looked for. People always come in beginning this by saying, Adam, I'm in too much pain on this side of the door. It's awful and life is terrible and nothing's ever getting better. And that's correct. That is correct. Until you smash open that door and go through it. That's the target. That is the point. Build relationships that serve you, that amplify your ability to reach your targets, that give you the biochemicals that you are designed to have, that your system needs, so that you can feel good and be thriving and winning. This is not about prosperity, financial prosperity. It's not about being rich and famous. It's not about being adored by everyone in the world. That's not the target. It is to find the people who actually love you and build a good, fulfilling, safe, peaceful life with them where you push forward into your goals and you achieve what you want to achieve. That's the target. That is our goal. And that is very reachable for every human on this planet. I just want to say that too. It is wonderful talking to all of you. I want to say one more thing. 4 years ago, I started this, 4.5 years ago, I started this process with 2 business partners. One of those business partners sadly passed away last week. He has always meant a tremendous amount to me. He has been doing so much good work on the back end here. You guys never knew his name. You never knew that he was there, but he was the guiding force behind a lot of this growth. If the videos here and everything on all these channels have helped you, you owe a lot to him. His name was Matt. He is a wonderful person. This is in memory of him. We will go forward and continue doing this work. There are people you don't even know that are changing your life every day. He is one of them. He is one of many. Through his ability to embrace secure connection and love and care and work with me and all of this, our relationship changed your life already, and it will continue doing so. Your relationships that you build will change other lives, and that's how we human beings take care of each other. So even in moments of loss, secure attachment makes things better. And even in moments of loss, secure attachment brings so much consolation because so much good is done and so much good continues to be done. You are part of his legacy just as much as you're part of mine, and just as much as the people you love will be part of yours. That is how humans work together. That is the way that we all work together. So there was a man named Matt who has changed your life that you didn't even know was there. That is how secure attachment works. That is how that door works, and that is how we improve the world going forward. So much love to you, my friend Matt. All of this is in memory of you. Thank you for your love and your service, and I got it from here. I got the watch from here. All of you out there, I know you got the watch too. Let's continue doing this together. Let's go forward together. Let's be strong together. Let's build better relationships. Let's smash open that door for as many people as we can, and let's get there together. And then the world becomes a much more exciting and interesting and fulfilling place for all of us. That's what we're looking for. Take care of yourselves, you guys. I will be back tomorrow. Very excited about having that conversation with you again, as always. Until then, take care of yourselves. Be strong. Be healthy. Make sure you understand where that